went out or not. I never know if it's recording. I never know how long it's going to take me to get it set up on the channel. So we just don't even care anymore. But it's another episode of same shirt, different day, same old shit. I'm very happy that I'm smiling a little bit today. Kind of got a better attitude about life. But I'm going to try not to rock. And I'm going to try not to do that with the phone. It's hard as hell for me to do. Uh, but I'm trying. Bear with me. Um, well, y'all know yesterday Tink Tink passed. Um, now we're trying to deal with the shell. And I was going to try to get out in the shop, but I just can't do it. And build a box for her. And then maybe possibly bury her in the yard, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it physically or mentally. I don't think that either one of them is going to be able to be capable of that. And so I may just have to just dispose of the body. And it hurts my heart to do that, but I do have the intelligence to know, and the mental well-being enough to know that that's just a shell. You know, like I said, it's just a container that held her, and that nothing can really hold her because she's going to be with me forever and ever, and a whole lot of other people maybe. Because man, but I'm buried. You know, there's a lot of people and a lot of things in my life, and she's right up there with mom and dad. She's right up there with them, man, because it was the same way, and I watched all three of them pass. I watched my Tink Tink pass, and I watched my mom pass, and I watched my daddy pass, and they all did it here at the house, and I plan on going the same way, in the same place as them, and that's okay. Discovering a lot of things today about myself, you know. We'll just call them split personalities. But you have the crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. You know, he's just a good, kind-hearted guy trying to get things done and handle things in situations for himself. There's a carpenter without a clue. That's the guy that can work with wood. Not willing to try new things. He's not scared of new ways of doing something. And he likes stuff to be built so that you can't tear it up. Not very easily. He wants stuff to last. All right. And to work and do what it's supposed to do. All right. Then you got, let's see. You got the crazy guy. You got the addict guy. You got the alcoholic guy. You know, you got the conspiracy theorist. And then you have Steve. Steve is everything that occurs to the crazy one-legged old man and the carpenter without a clue and all those other entities of myself. Steve is the guy that's actually not this guy. You know, so if I'm pointing out they did this or they did that, Steve did it. You know, so sometimes I feel like Sybil. Here he goes. There he goes again. These podcasts and what have you kind of really helped me out. And I hope that somebody else is maybe going through a lot of the same stuff that I am will get something out of it. And nothing else. It's a shit. I know it ain't happening to everybody else because nobody else can understand what's going on in my life. So it's something out of the normal. So I know I am different. I am very different. Hello, have you seen me? You know I'm different. You know, I know y'all, everybody, well, even I think it's all just a bunch of conspiracy theories about the inner workings of some of these programs now, the inner workings of some of the contractors dealing with hospitals and institutions and governments, about the networks all right, that are established within them, sub-networks, all right, that have literally taken over the United States in industry and programs, welfare programs, all the way up. They've taken over all of it into sub-networks, all right, and things going on, all right, that are passed around, and that once you get identified in one of these networks, um, that's where you're going to be. You're going to be screwed. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm here today to try to do something about it. I'm trying, but I got identified in one of those networks. I'm going to say back right around the time I went into service, and these networks they even extend into some of the old fraternal organizations. I'm going to name some, but I'm not pointing them out. Masons, Shriners, DAV, the all your fraternal. And everybody's talked about them being involved with dark stuff for years and years and years, and I always thought it was crazy until I started being able to pull it out, see it happening. Say something to injure one of their members. Let's see, 40 years ago, and still coming back biting you on the butt. Something behind that. That's not karma, people. A lot of times I call stuff karma, but karma is just a way to cover that shit up. So anyway, I'm trying not to get myself in any more trouble with these individuals, but I really would like, cease and desist, but that's not going to happen. I've tried that, tried pulling that stuff, and I even made the recordings of the people in my house and told people about it, that I had this recording, and I was able to do that now, and cease and desist, and I'll just put them in the bank, in the safety deposit box, and it'll be done deal. And lo and behold, they doubled down. Somebody appeared on my porch manufacturing methamphetamines, smoke coming in my house, choking me up, making it even more difficult to breathe than it was. Even after I told him, I said, man, I got this system. I said, but then I find out later it was too late for him because he'd already done his stuff without being told or something, or for whatever reason. I don't know. I just never know where it's all coming from because I'm just a crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. But in the process, Tink got poisoned. She wandered around here for 2 or 3 days, blind. And then when her sight came back, it was just a matter of an hour or so that she laid down. And she laid down for a couple hours, and then she passed. And the only time she moved from the time she laid down to the time she passed was when she took her death breath. And she rolled her head and she looked at me. I was by her the whole time. And she kind of woofed. She turned her head back over, and that was it. She was done. And she departed this earth. And that was awesome. It was awesome to be here for her. I didn't let her. I kept her pretty close the whole time, just like Mom and Dad. With Dad, he passed here at the house, and then we took his shell to the hospital, and they put it on machines. But he was already gone by the time he went to the hospital. He was gone when he was here. He was gone when he was on the bed, and he started shaking when I was holding his hand. He was gone. Mom, her last day, when she woke up, or didn't wake up that morning, I went in there and checked on her because I had my door open and her door open, and she was right across the hall. And she was laying in there, and I could tell that she was going fast. I talked to her and held her hand, and I called my son in and explained to him what was going on. And he said, what do you mean you do? When you call 911? I said, no, you don't need to call 911. We need to wait. She was already basically, there's nothing they could have done to her. All they could have done was beat her body up, beat her shell up while she was still in it, and treat her with disrespect. Uh, so mom passed, and out there, in Tink now, and it's gonna be all right. We hold those people in our hearts, hold those spirits in our heart, and we always will. And so today we're gonna deal with some bodies. We're gonna deal with Tink's body. We're gonna try to get our body kind of up and moving, because I really don't feel like doing it, but I'm gonna have to. We're gonna deal with trying to get stuff in order around here, and back to how I get it done when I'm 4'1". Kind of get back involved with that individual, because he needs to get some stuff done, so that the crazy one-legged old man in the wheelchair can get his stuff done, so that the carpenter without a clue can get his stuff done. And we're gonna run Steve off. Steve can go. If you're hearing this, be nice to yourself. Be nice to somebody else. Do something nice for somebody. Let God have the credit. And don't sneak up on the paranoid people, because it ain't funny. Well, it is if you've been paranoid and you've had it happen to you, and you kind of stop being that way. It's a little humorous, the stuff that just occurred, and you're not having hallucinations jump into the mix is just so wonderful. Not to have something happen and then start hallucinating even more, compounding what's going on, to the infinite level, because that's where your mind will take it. Our minds are crazy things, man. There's just the amount of information that is transferred in that fat, between your ears is just phenomenal. Right? They don't even have a clue how much computing power, that's involved in that. And there's not a piece of electronic one. Not anybody's had anything to do with any of that. If you don't believe in God, you got to believe that just appeared. Come on. That just came up naturally. It just occurred. That all that stuff just jumbled itself up and started acting like it does. Come on, people. Get real. It's almost, I'm going to compare it to my situation in my life. Come on, people. You really think that all this stuff's been happening in my house just happened? Come on, people. Stuff like it just don't happen. It just doesn't work that way. All right. Only so many things will break down, all right, traumatically in a certain period of time. It's just scientific. It's scientific that I'm not going to lose every last cable that I need to operate any of my electronics all at the same time. At the same time somebody's manufacturing meth. At the same time a dog is being poisoned. At the same time. 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 Not a conspiracy theory. But it's okay, because it's what I got to live with and it's what I deal with. And hopefully I can get this stuff shut down and shut out. And if I can't, shit, I'm just going to keep posting about it. It's got to be interesting or crazy or something. It's got to be something. So, I already cut this off once when I said be nice and all that stuff. I already said that. So I'm just going to go back to saying, there's my Queenie. She's all tucked in. So I'm just going to go back to saying, see ya.